Hello guys, today we gonna see 10 fan favorite anime couples everyone secretly hates. Although not every story needs a romance, most of the time, having a canon couple with great chemistry always gives an anime that extra bit of mileage with viewers. Dandadan's Momo and Akarin make one of the best written pairings in shonen anime, and Karakoko and Rintaro from the Fragrant Flower blooms with dignity are as heartwarming as high school romances come. Sometimes, a well-written and charismatic main couple is what an anime needs to finish off a long-running tale full of hardships, trauma, and character growth. However, that doesn't always happen. Even when a majority of viewers come to accept or like the canon pairing that happens, it isn't always the fulfilling love story that fans were asking for. This is not a list video or ranking, so enjoy the video by watching until the end. Number 1. Hinata felt more like an accessory to Naruto than an actual love interest. Naruto and Hinata were the Naruto series endgame couple, though many initially expected Hinata to grow out of her childhood love because of how little attention Naruto paid her. Their relationship was given much more development in the end, which made the pairing feel more like a loving couple to complete a long-running generational anime. Despite that, there are still anime fans who dislike the pairing because everything about Hinata felt centered around Naruto, rather than her being a proper character with development and depth outside of her love for the protagonist. It doesn't help that fans constantly compare her to Sakura, who had a much deeper dynamic with Naruto and far more character growth. Number 2. Yuzui Misaki are too basic and unlikable. Yuzui Takumi and Misaki Aizawa make up the main couple in 2010's Maid-sama. Their relationship is all about accepting one's true self and nurturing one another's vulnerabilities. However, much of the anime's viewership has come to heavily dislike either Yuzui or Misaki, making the pairing a difficult one to get behind. Yuzui may be perceived as the typical jerk with a good heart, but fans have found him perverted, and he constantly pushes Misaki's boundaries. Misaki, on the other hand, is overly misandrist and insufferably uptight to the point where her character felt stereotypical or unrealistic. Yuzui and Misaki's was a slow-burning romance that just felt like a bad match. Number 3. Future Diaries. Yukiteru is too unlikable to make his own ship sail. Future Diary is a bloody death game anime and is known as one of the most gruesome series of 2011, and Yuno Gasai and Yukiteru Yuki Amano make the couple that perfectly suits the series' dark and intense vibe. Yuno is a classic yandere, willing to butcher the world for love, and Yuki is the oddly relatable protagonist who was able to rein her in. The problem that many fans have is that Yuki is too passive and cowardly of a character. It took a long time for him to start learning to actually survive in a survival game, while Yuno is resourceful and thrives in the environment. For a majority of the anime's run, Yuki hardly does anything but ride the river of blood that Yuno spilled. Number 4. Meliodas Elizabeth romanticize a problematic anime trope. Meliodas Elizabeth Leoness from Seven Deadly Sins have a romance that endures the test of time. They are the series' main canon couple, yet the anime's viewership has difficulty really getting behind the relationship for a number of reasons, and they mainly involve tropes that have become problematic and done to death. Meliodas is a pervert and had a tendency to grope Elizabeth with little remorse. That habit is only made more uncomfortable with the fact that Elizabeth was, at the time of their meeting, only 16, while Meliodas was technically thousands of years old despite being in a childlike body. As deep and winding as Meliodas and Elizabeth's romance is, their relationship just doesn't feel right. Number 5. Mikasa is nothing without Eren. Fans just hate that Attack on Titan is an anime that became a global sensation, and Eren and Mikasa formed the series' star-crossed lovers, even though they never really got the chance to be lovers. Mikasa was endlessly and fiercely devoted to Eren, and Eren would have given up everything for Mikasa. They're a tragic romance that viewers wish got a happier ending. At the same time, part of Attack on Titan's viewership disliked their love story because it simply lacked any luster beyond Mikasa's relentless attachment to Eren. She's another anime heroine who is weighed down by the fact that everything about her character revolves around the male protagonist. Some fans even argue that if it weren't for her connection to Eren, Mikasa would have little plot relevance. Number 6. Shirley was an ill-suited love interest for the mastermind of Code Geass. Lelouch had a number of potential love interests in Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion, but Shirley Finette was the only girl he ever seemed to reciprocate feelings for. In a life where he had to play the role of Zero, public enemy number 1 of the Britannian Empire, Shirley was the only part of his life that gave him the solace of normalcy, and fans adored that. The thing about Shirley is that, regardless of how well she contributed to Lelouch's character development, other fans considered her too naive and an annoying character. Shirley was nosy and overbearing about her crush on Lelouch, and viewers thought her too oblivious to the complexities of Lelouch's situation. Unfortunately, her character arc had just reached a redeemable peak before she was tragically killed off. Number 7. Nami definitely deserves better than what Sanji can give her, regardless of their initially rocky, mostly on Nami's part, beginning. Sanji and Nami have grown to have quite an amiable relationship in One Piece. They've come to each other's rescue countless times and share the inseparable, unbreakable Straw Hat bond. Sanji has also been madly in love with Nami since the moment they met. However, Sanji has a tendency to fall in love with every beautiful woman that floats in his line of sight. His lecherous ways are a huge reason why One Piece fans, especially those who love Nami, believe that the pairing shouldn't become a canon couple. Nami deserves unwavering devotion, and Sanji has an entire ocean of love to pick from. Number 8. Kirito Asuna just don't offer anime fans anything remarkable. Sword Art Online charmed countless anime fans when the anime first released in 2012, and the eventual love that formed between protagonist Kirito and the leading lady, Asuna, was a relationship that felt true and genuine. Both Kirito and Asuna would have gone to hell and back for each other, and, for a time, they did. There is also a whole separate section of the SAO viewership that strongly feels that both characters are, at best, basic. As a result, their relationship feels bland and obligatory, filling a trope rather than telling a love story that's meaningful or refreshing. They would do anything and everything for each other, but they also lack the chemistry that would make their relationship feel genuine or interesting. Number 9. Ichigo Orohime don't feel like the endgame romance that Bleach deserves. In Tite Kubo's Bleach, main protagonist Ichigo Kurosaki eventually married Orohime Inoue. While it was a ship that some fans saw coming miles away, it still caught many more off guard. In truth, Ichigo and Orohime's relationship lacked chemistry and proper development. On the other hand, the bond between Ichigo and Rukia was far more worthy of a love story. In short, Orohime feels more like a character to fill the role of the obligatory love interest. Fans of Bleach think Orohime is lacking too much in character to have made a proper match for Ichigo. Ichigo and Rukia have seen each other through the depths of hell and back, while Orohime is simply the girl who has feelings for the protagonist. Number 10. Sakura Sasuke doesn't feel like a fulfilling ship. The debate about which of Sakura's teammates she should have ended up with in Naruto has been going on ever since the series finished almost a decade ago. Many preferred her dynamic with Naruto, while other fans adore the canon relationship she has with Sasuke. For the most part, the pair appear to be happy together in spite of how absent Sasuke has been. The reason that so many fans in Naruto's viewership were convinced that Sakura would eventually be the one to wed Naruto was because of how bad a match she and Sasuke appeared to be when they were younger. Fans have called their former dynamic one-sided and toxic, or that Sakura ending up with Sasuke was a complete regression of her character.